السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أنبياء الله جميعا وعلى سيدهم وخاتمهم حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين. السلام على رسول الله أمين الله على وحيه وعزائم أمره، الخاتم لما سبق والفاتح لما استقبل والمهيمن على ذلك كله ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام على صاحب السكينة، السلام على المدفون في المدينة، السلام على المنصور المؤيد، السلام على أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين، سيما سيدنا ومولانا وقائدنا الإمام المهدي المنتظر عجل الله تعالى فرجه وسهل مخرجه. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وكونوا مع الصادقين. صدق الله العلي العظيم. Today is the 3rd of Sha'ban, the anniversary of the birth of our third Imam, Al-Imam Abu Abdullah Al-Husayn ibn Ali alayhim as-salam. Tomorrow is the anniversary of the birth of his brother Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas alayhi as-salam, and on the 5th of Sha'ban, the anniversary of the birth of his son Al-Imam Zainul Abidin Ali ibn al-Husayn al-Sajjad alayhim as-salam. Congratulations to the Ummah, to the community worldwide, to the mu'mineen, to those who follow and love and adhere and respect the family of the Prophet, him and his family and our Imams. There are two ways of celebrating and commemorating our leaders and our Imams. One way is that we go back to the history, 1400 years, and we get stuck in that history. We take the present, the current time, hundreds of years back, and we get stuck there. And then we remember our Imams. If it is a celebration, birthday, we sing, we clap hands, we celebrate, there is laughter, there is sense of a humor. If there is Ashura or martyrdom or Shahada, we shed some tears, we get sad, and then we go home. And we get stuck in that history. We don't discuss the relevance of those Imams to our time. And some people, they'd like to focus on the ancient history. They do not connect the history with the present time. History is there so we can visit the history, look at the history, and we learn lessons for our current time. And that is the second type of celebration. We bring the Imam to our own time. We don't go back 1400 years. We bring our leaders. We bring Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Amir al-Mu'mineen, Imam Hussein, other Imams. We bring them to this current time. And we see and we ask, if the Imam was here today, if Imam Hussein was standing, he was living among us, what would he do vis-a-vis some of the challenges that the humanity is facing? We are facing many challenges. What does he do? What does the Prophet say? Do they have a solution? What is their solution? We have to bring the Imams. We don't get stuck in the history. We bring them to this present time, to the present time and the future. And we ask them, what do you want us to do? How many challenges we have? Numerous challenges. We have moral decay and decadence worldwide. We have corruption worldwide in all countries, in all societies. We have the devaluation of a human value, not the currency. Some people speak about the devaluation of this currency and that currency. We have worse than the devaluation of the currency. We have devaluation of a human values. The human lost its value, not the money. The human, the insan. Insan is cheap today. Insan has no value today, has no respect today. There is violation of a human rights in every country, in every society, in every place, in a broad daylight. People are being murdered, tortured, prosecuted, wronged, imprisoned, and the world is silent. Insan lost the value, not the currency. Currency today, it dips down, tomorrow it recovers. But when insan, the most precious gift, the most precious creature God created, and I've said this many times, Al-Mu'min a'azzu ala Allahi min al-Ka'bah. The value, the price tag of a mu'min, a believer, is much higher and bigger than the value, the price tag of the Kaaba, the house of God. House of God is made of bricks. If it gets destroyed today, tomorrow they rebuilt it. You know how many times the Kaaba was destroyed completely by fire, by flood, by war, by aggression, and it was rebuilt. It was rebuilt. But when humans are destroyed, societies are destroyed, the young generation is being destroyed, the values, human principles and values being destroyed and trampled upon, there is no recovery after that. How do we bring our Imams? We don't get stuck in the history. Some people, they want to speak about manaqib and fada'il and mu'jizat and miracles, and they consider this ibadah, worshipping, and they've done their duty towards their Imam, and they go home. But the situation is exactly the same. Economic situation is same. Social degradation is same. Injustice is same. The young generation is lost. Nothing is happening. We don't see any change. What's the point of celebrating a leader, but we don't listen to that leader? And this is not only in Islam. Christians, they celebrate Jesus every Christmas. But do they follow him? How do they celebrate? The rate of accidents is the highest. The rate of drinking is the highest. The rate of the wastage of food, of a drink, of everything is the highest. It's a season of consumerism, a season of partying and traveling and purchasing. And is it a season of following Jesus? His model, his manners, his message? Same thing with other religions. We celebrate, but we don't follow. We go back to history, 1400. We said, this was the Prophet, this was Imam Hussein, this was Amir al-Mu'mineen, this was... But then, no changes. No changes takes place. Today we have something that we don't pay attention to it. It is the climate change. How many Muslims today, they pay attention to climate change? You know, many of these that we call them natural disasters, they are not natural disasters anymore. They are man-made because of our mistakes, because of our carelessness about this earth, about the environment. What we see, the disasters we see around us, we don't pay attention. So if the Prophet today comes, if Imam Hussein comes, would he do something to this crisis? Or he says, Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. This is God's wish, this is God's decree, and we have to surrender to God. Definitely is not going to say that. We have a role. We have a role. God says in His book, Inna Allah la yughayyiru ma biqawmin hatta yughayyiru ma bi anfusihim. God says you have a role. Yes, I am in control. He says, I'm in control. But I look at you. I look at what you do. If you do nothing, I'm not going to do anything to help you. But if you help yourself, I'm going to support you. I'm going to stand with you. I'm going to protect you. I'm reading reports about this recent disaster in Turkey and Syria, specifically in Turkey. They changed the code of the building. After every earthquake, major earthquake there, they changed the code. They update the code. But you know how many buildings were built just recently? Just recently, 5 years ago. They crumpled within seconds. Do we blame this on God? God killed the people? We have no role? We, the insan, the engineers, the builders, the contractors, they have no role? We say, why God this? God does not want these things to happen. God says, I've given you brain. I showed you the way. I want you to use the best of your brain. I want you to help yourself. These are laws here. If I throw this one up and it comes down and hits someone's head, can I say, this is God? God wants this man to be? No. We know that there is a gravity. God has given us brain, aql. There is a gravity. When you send it up, it will come down. You can't blame it on God. We, the Muslims, when it comes to the environment, we care less than others. We care less than others. We are not thinking about what will happen 50 years from now in this state, in this country, in this city, in this neighborhood, in where we live. We don't care. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I've given you this land, this universe, planet Earth, as an amana, trust. You live here for a few years, you pass it down to the next generation, and you leave. You have to keep it clean, keep it safe, keep it healthy. Don't exploit this earth. There are many other generations who are supposed to come and live on this earth. You have a duty of respecting the air, keeping the air clean, keeping the water clean, keeping your environment clean. You have a duty, but we don't care about that. We don't care. We think religion is salat and siyam, and then you go home. So we have to bring our Imams. We should not get stuck in the history of who was fighting with who killed who. Imam Hussein is a living Imam, universal Imam. Today we celebrate his birth, the occasion of his birth, and his brother Al-Abbas and his son Imam Zain al-Abidin. If they were here, definitely they're going to tell us, take care of the environment, respect the environment. They're going to tell us that there are many challenges. You are responsible. We have responsibility of protecting ourselves, our families, our cities. They're going to say there is a moral danger. We in America and elsewhere, this next generation is facing a moral danger. They are losing their identity, their moral identity. Moral identity. The moral compass now is wrong, facing a wrong direction. They teach this today in public schools. They teach kids that you decide your gender, not your mother, not your father, not even God. You decide. If you like to be a female, khalas, it's okay. It's okay, this is your decision. If you feel you are a male, then what you say is right. Don't look at what your parents say. And you can choose your gender without even consulting with your parents. You don't have to tell your parents that. Yes, I am. I look male, but inside me I'm female. Or I am a female, but inside me I'm a male. You have to follow your desire. Your choice, this is your choice. We are tampering with everything today, with everything. Not just the environment, we are tampering with ourselves, with our creation. Tampering with everything. Under the name of freedom. This is a freedom of choice. This is not a freedom of choice. This is not a freedom of choice. Someone came to America, and when he was leaving America after a few months, they said to him, "What is the most beautiful thing in America?" He said, "Freedom." They said to him, "What is the worst thing in America?" He said, "Too much of freedom." This is too much freedom. When you tell a child you don't allow him to smoke before the age of 18, but you allow him at the age of 12 to decide his gender, does the child have that sense, that understanding, that mentality to decide his or her gender? Without even talking to anyone? Without talking to their parents? And we have this even in the midst of the Muslim community. I received a call from a family, beleaguered mother. She moved from one state into another because her daughter, who's only 16, she says, "I'm a male. I feel I'm masculine. I'm a male. I'm not a female." So the mother thought that this is the influence of the school, the friends, at school. They moved thousands of miles into another state, thinking that her daughter would recover one day. But the problem was exacerbated, and still the daughter says, I feel I'm a male. What do you do? How do you feel you are a male? Do you really feel that? I don't know. Inshallah, I don't go through that at this age. I don't think I'm going to go through that. Too late for us. But this is because of the influences of the society, my friends. This feeling that she has is not from God, is not authentic. This is deception. This is illusion. This is because of what she hears, what she sees from friends, from the media, from some educators, from others. It's happening. Don't be surprised if, God forbid, I don't wish this for any parent. But don't be shocked or surprised if you see things today, in your own family. Don't be shocked. We are responsible, my friends. We are responsible. We are responsible, and our Imams definitely that are going to address our Imams, if they are with us today, they are going to address these issues. Contemporary issues, strategic issues, these challenges that we face, the real challenges that we face in the society, and the whole world is facing. They are going to address economic downturn, the issue of poverty, the issue of, sometimes you hear about poverty in Africa, in India, you don't get surprised. Today I was listening to NPR, poverty here in the heart of America. Many families with kids, they go without food. Can you imagine food? Food, the most basic thing. This is why they established food banks here, to provide them with basic food in the heart of America, in the heart of the strongest economy in the world. We are responsible for that. I always say, imagine, don't we love Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam? Don't we pray always to expedite? God expedites and hasten his return, his appearance. Ajjal farajah. This is what we say. Always when we mention his name, Ajjalallahu farajah. Ajjalallah, what does it mean? It means that, oh God, rather than sending him 1,000 years from now, 100 years, send him now. We need him. We need the faraj. We need the solution. This is what we say. Imagine Imam al-Mahdi is today here. He comes to my house. He knocks at my door. He says, Moustafa, I want to come inside your home, inside your community. He comes to our homes. Is my home ready for him? My home, whatever I have inside the home, is it ready to receive the Imam? Is he going to see things good in my home? He's going to be proud of me? He comes to my community, would he be proud? He finds everything perfect, everything good. We help each other, we stand with each other, we are united, we are dignified. There is no one is suffering there because we all rush to help that family, that person. Is this the case? There is no munkarat. When we have weddings, what type of weddings we have? Do we ask ourselves? In the masjid, we have one way of life, but outside a different way of life. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. We cannot divide our life into two styles. One inside the masjid, we are mashallah, Muqaddas al-Ardabili, when we come inside the masjid. Outside the masjid, when there is a party, birthday party, baby shower, wedding, whatever, we are different. We are different. Which one do I believe? This one or that one? Either this, I stick to this one, or I stick to that one. Religion is not a garment that I wear it only inside the masjid, and when I leave the masjid, I throw it away. Religion is a way of life, serious way of life, genuine way of life. It's my lifestyle. Religion means lifestyle. Religion in Arabic means the path, at-tariq, the way you follow. Religion means the way you follow, the way you live. The way you live. I said the other day, how do you know this society is Islamic or non-Islamic? Complying with Islam or not? How? Not just by visiting the masjid. Masjid, even if you go to Las Vegas today, we have a beautiful masajid. Do you know? We have Ahlul Bayt Masjid in Las Vegas. People are worshippers, they do their prayers. Tonight they have a celebration of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Masajid, wherever you go, if you go inside the masjid is holy. Wherever you go, to any city. But when you go to the market, if you go to a market, and then you find that market, there is honesty, there is a transparency, there is no manipulation, people don't steal, people don't take advantage of each other, people don't cheat, people don't lie. When they deal with each other, then that country and that society is an Islamic society. As I said, one day I was leaving my apartment in Halifax, Canada. The host was waiting for me. He called me. He said, I'm downstairs. It took me some time to come downstairs. He said, Sayyid, you are late. Why you are late? I said, because I was locking the door of the apartment. He said, locking the door? Why do you leave it open? Nobody comes here. I've been in this country for 30 years. My door is open. Why do you have to lock your door? Don't lock the door next time. Leave the door open and come down. And in some countries, you have to put 5 locks. Here and there and there and there. Tuck, 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 tuck. You spend 15 minutes just locking the door. And then they come from the window. An Islamic society, when you are safe, not just your house, not just your property, not just your kids, even nobody attacks you. Nobody attacks you. Even if you don't believe in God, nobody attacks you for your ideology or your religion or your color or your nationality or your culture. Nobody. This is an Islamic society. An Islamic society is when the leader does not sleep, like Imam Ali alayhi salam. Why you are not sleeping? He says, if I sleep, I'm going to have, somebody is going to be wronged this night. I don't want any person to be wronged in the city that I live in. a city that calls me Emir or the mayor or the leader, no wrong should take place. This is why I am awake. I am awake, so my subject, they sleep in peace. He deprives himself of the sleep, so his subject would sleep in peace. This is an Islamic society. This is a moral society. That you don't worry about anything. You live in that city, no worries. An Islamic society is when Imam Ali sees a man. An old man was begging. He was shocked. Imam Ali was shocked. You beg? So he did not say to him, give me your name. Imam Ali was shocked. He turned to his people who are with him, work with him. He said, Ma hada? What is going on? Why this man? This is an old man. He shouldn't beg. He has value. He has dignity. He has family. Some of those stupid people who were with Imam Ali, look at the justification. And this justification still exists today. Still exists with some people. Some of those simple-minded people said, oh, Imam Ali, don't worry about him. He's not a Muslim. He's a Christian. He's a Christian. So if he's a Christian, he has no value. He deserves to beg. He deserves to die. He has no value. Imam Ali became even more angry. He said, he's a Christian, you have to take care because you are the majority here, majority Muslims. If he's a Christian, it means he's a guest. He's a guest of honor. He's one of the minority. Therefore, you have to pay more attention to him and to his condition. Beside this man, when he was young and working and producing, nobody said about him he's a Christian. Now that he's in need to food, you are saying he's a Christian? I don't care what religion he has. He is a human being, period. Human being. The day we reach this point, my friends, the day we reach this point that we look at people equal, we don't judge them by their religion. We don't. We don't judge them by where they come from, what nationality they have, what culture, what language they speak. We don't care. He is human, period. Human has a value. Human in the eyes of God has a value. Don't ask people about their nationality. If he is my national, some people the other day said, some people, do we really have to pay for something happened in Turkey? None of us is Turk here. I said, we don't look at people's nationality. This disaster, wherever it happens, even if it happens in the moon, we have to rush to help them. We don't look at people's nationality, the banner of that country, the language. There is a natural disaster. People are buried alive. They need help. Those are human beings. I don't care what government they have. I care about them. They are humans. Imma akhul laka fi din. Imam Ali says, there are no 3 types of people, only 2 types. The entire universe, all countries, they have 2 types. Either they are Muslims like you, if not Muslims, they are your equal in humanity. أو نظير لك في الخلق. نظير لك, counterpart, equal to you in humanity. Of course we help. We shouldn't ask about people's religion. This is Imam Ali. We have to apply this model today. The more we have a prejudice and bias, the more we're going to suffer internally. Trust me. People who have prejudice and bias, and I only help my country, I don't care about others, I only care about my culture, my people. Your people are 7.5 billion. Those are your people. The entire humanity is your people, is your family. Don't tell me my people, only where I was born. People who carry the same nationality is irrelevant, has no place on earth. It's man-made. It's not God-made nationality. God says, Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. I made you into tribes and nations so you interact with each other, you learn from each other, you support each other, you love each other, you reach out to each other. Not that you fight and you discriminate and you say, I'm above you, I am superior to you. Those are our Imams. Let me conclude with the hadith. I like this hadith. The hadith tells us who are the true Shia of Ahlul Bayt. If you ask people who are the Shia, the simple answer is going to be those who follow Imam Ali and his children and Ahlul Bayt after the Prophet. Those are the Shia, period. But our Imams, they say no, this is not the right answer. If you listen to our Imams, they say no, this is not the definition of Shi'ism. The definition of Shi'ism is the following. And this is Imam al-Baqir. Imam al-Baqir says to one of his very important disciples and students, Jabir ibn Abdullah al-Ansari. He says to him, Ya Jabir, أيكفي من ينتحل التشيع أن يقول بحبنا أهل البيت? Does it suffice someone who just to get the identity of Shi'ism just to say, I love Ahlul Bayt? This is enough? No, this is not enough. You may love a person, but you don't follow him. How many people we love, but we don't necessarily follow? We love them, we respect them, but we don't follow them. So only love for Ahlul Bayt, only love without following their examples has no meaning. And then he continues to say, by God, Wallah, ما شيعتنا إلا من اتقى الله وأطاعه. Number one description of a true Shia is the one who reveres God and obeys God. This is the top of the list. If someone does not revere God, he has no piety, no reverence for God, no obedience, then call him something else. He's not a true Shia of Ahlul Bayt. Number one. إِلَّا مَنِ اتَّقَى اللَّهُ وَأَطَاعَهُ. And they would have been recognized by only وَمَا كَانُوا يُعْرَفُونَ. Except you recognize them through the following things. Amazing what the Imam says. He didn't bring Salat as item number one. Though Salat, Amududdin, the main pillar of religion, is prayers. But he did not mention Salat. What did he mention? Because Salat, prayers, most of us we pray. Most of us. Not all of us, most of us. We pray. But sometimes the Salat does not work. Sometimes a person prays, but he does not change. He performs the prayers, but he or she do not change. So he said, لا يعرفون إلا بالتواضع. Number one quality of the Shia is what? Humility, humbleness, down to earth. They are not arrogant. They have no arrogance or conceit or vanity. They are humble with people. This is the product of the prayers and the fasting. If Ramadan comes tomorrow and goes, and after 30 days I'm the same arrogant person, then I lost all my work. Number one, tawadu. Number two, takhashu', submission to God. Number three, al-amana, honesty. Honest in your speech, honest in your deed, honest when you deal with your family, honest when you deal with a stranger, someone that you don't even know, but you are honest. You are honest with that person. You don't cheat. You speak the truth. You don't steal. You don't manipulate. You don't manipulate people. Honesty is the best quality, the top quality of a believer. If a person spends his days and nights fasting and praying and supplicating, but that person fails this simple test of honesty, then that person is not a good Muslim, is not a true Muslim. The spirit of religion is honesty. The spirit of religion. Wal amana. And then, وَكَثْرَةِ ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ تَعَالَى. always they are in remembrance of God. Not just remembrance with their mouth and their tongue, with their heart. Always they remember God is seeing me. God is observing. God is watching. God is listening. God is with me. And after that was salati was sawm. After these equalities we come to salat and sawm, and then وَبِرُّ الْوَالِدَيْنِ. They are good to their parents. وَالتَّعَاهُدْ. And they take care of whom? They take care of الْجِيرَانِ مِنَ الْفُقَرَاءِ. In their neighborhood. Jiran means in your city, in your neighborhood. If there are some people who are hungry and homeless, you try to take care of some of them. Not all of them, you can't all of them. But some, one individual, one family, one homeless, one hungry person. وَأَهْلُ الْمَسْكَنَةِ. Those who are deprived. وَالْغَارِمِينَ. The debtors. وَالْأَيْتَامِ. The orphans. And then وَصِدْقُ الْحَدِيثِ. Speaking the truth. وَتِلَاوَةُ الْقُرْآنِ. We, the Shia, we are not doing good on this book. Two things we are missing, the Shia community worldwide. They are missing on their salat. They don't take care of their salat, and they don't take care of the Quran. I'm telling you. Some people in the Shia community, they listen to Dua Kumail and they don't listen to the Quran. I'm telling you, Dua Kumail is not going to help you if you throw this book away. Dua Kumail works when you read this book. Dua Kumail is a supplement. This is the original. Dua Kumail is not going to help you without this book. So don't waste your time. And Dua Kumail is not going to help you if you don't pray. If you don't pray 5 times a day. Dua Kumail is mustahab. But the prayers is mandatory. Quran is mandatory. Quran. And the minimum Quran we recited during the salat. God says to the Prophet, أَقِمِ الصَّلَاةَ لِدُلُوكِ الشَّمْسِ إِلَى غَسَقِ اللَّيْلِ. And then in Fajr, what does he say about Salatul Fajr? وَقُرْآنَ الْفَجْرِ إِنَّ قُرْآنَ الْفَجْرِ. In Fajr, read Quran. Read. We don't do that. We failed. We miserably failed. In respecting the Salat, the 5 daily prayers, and the Quran. You have to encourage, as you saw today, in any celebration you have, whether it is Milad, Wafat, disaster, happiness, begin and teach your children to begin with this book. Inspiration of this book. Nothing can inspire you and your soul like this revelation, this book. وَقِرَاءَةُ الْقُرْآنِ. Take care of the Quran. If you can't, teach your son at least. I know some parents, they can't afford. They don't speak Arabic. Now they reached an age that they cannot recite Quran. They read غلط غلوط, At least if you miss that, don't let your son, your daughter to miss it. Encourage them, spend, give money. Bring a teacher, send them to a school where they can read. Read the Quran and understand the Quran and implement the Quran in their life. And then last but not least, وَكَفُّ الْأَلْسُنِ عَنِ النَّاسِ. To hold their tongue against people. Don't speak evil against people. Don't just accuse someone that you don't know him, you have not seen him, all of a sudden you accuse that person. And don't listen to rumors. Don't. I said many times, in this life is filled with rumors and gossip. Filled. Overflowing with gossip. Every family, every session, every place, if you examine it, you find when people get together, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 men, women, they start gossiping. Gossip is the easiest thing. Rumors and gossiping, accusing this, attacking this, putting this down. This is not an Islamic behavior. You are contaminating your heart and your soul. You are losing all your credit. Stay away from that. Stay away from that. God says, وَلَا تَقْفُ مَا لَيْسَ لَكَ بِهِ عِلْمٍ. Don't speak any statement if you don't know. If you don't know, shut your mouth, says sorry. I don't know about this situation. I don't know about this person. Let me know, let me investigate, and then I can give my opinion. We should not allow ourselves to speak ill about others if we really don't know. Even if you know, you are not allowed. You're not allowed. If I want to do islah, I go to the person himself. I don't use this mic against him. I go to the person, I sit with him, I say, listen, I have things to tell you. You did such and such and such things. Not in public. Because when you do that in public, when you allow that to happen, today is Mr. Fulan, we destroy this person, tomorrow that person, the other day, and then who's left? Nobody's left. And then when we don't have people to attack them, we start attacking Imam Hussein. We start attacking Imam al-Mahdi. We go after the Prophet. We go after Anbiya until we reach God. We attack God. This is how it begins. People who are attacking God today, they did not wake up in the morning. Yesterday they were worshippers, today they are attacking God. Started with them, simple steps. They allowed themselves to attack small people, minor people. Okay, slowly, it goes up. When they don't stop, one day you find yourself attacking God, bad-mouthing God. Imam says this is not Shi'ism. Shi'ism is to be able to control my tongue, not to attack anyone, not to put anyone down. Not to put anyone down. وَكَفُّ الْأَلْسُنِ عَنِ النَّاسِ. Holding your tongue from hurting people. And then the Imam concludes with this. وَلَيْسَ بَيْنَ اللَّهِ وَبَيْنَ أَحَدٍ قَرَابَةٍ. God has no relatives. God has no relatives. God says in Surah Al-Ma'idah, وَقَالَتِ الْيَهُودُ وَالنَّصَارَى. One of the mistakes of the Jews and the Christians in the past, and some of them even now, and some Muslims also do this. وَقَالَتِ الْيَهُودُ وَالنَّصَارَى نَحْنُ أَبْنَاءُ اللَّهِ وَأَحِبَّاؤُهُ. We are the favorites of God. We are His children and we are His sweethearts. We are God's sweethearts. God answers them. God says in simple answer, قُلْ فَلِمَ يُعَذِّبُكُمْ بِذُنُوبِكُمْ بَلْ أَنْتُمْ بَشَرٌ مِمَّنْ خَلَقٍ. God has no relatives. God has no cousins, no extended family. You are bashar. You are just like any others. If you want to get close to God, prove that through your righteousness and honesty and piety. God has no blood relationship with anyone. God has a spiritual relationship. This is the difference. You have a blood relatives, same blood. God does not have blood relatives. Our relationship with God is not based on biology or blood or physical relationship. Our relationship with God is moral and spiritual. If I'm a moral person, the more I'm moral, the more I can control my behavior and my tongue, the closer I get to Him. But if I can't control, I cannot get close to Him. I push myself away from God. Not that He pushes away from me. He doesn't. He's staying there. I push myself away. Congratulations on the Milad of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, our leader, our Imam. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us this tawfiq and this ability and this opportunity to be the true followers of Imam Hussein, the true followers of Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas, the true followers of Imam Zayn al-Abidin. I leave you with a couple of nasheeds, Arabic and Persian. But also, I want the new generation, brothers and sisters, ladies, men, to learn, inshallah, English nasheed, because I think we live in an English-speaking country, don't we? I think. Though here there are more Spanish-speaking than English. But we will enjoy some of you reciting nasheed in next occasions in English, inshallah. So we invite Hajj Samir Amiri and after him Hajj Moustafa to recite the nasheed on this happy occasion. وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. Please stay, don't go because we have dinner. The most important item is dinner.
Sweet and fruits.
And sweet.